I used to do phone technical support for a large company. I had to deal with a lot of poop over the years, but only once did I snap and talk back to a user. Surprisingly, it didn't go bad for me. My company decided to standardize all of their computers, changing the desktop background to the blue company logo, instead of allowing users to put whatever random photos up that could be seen by clients. Of course, this resulted in *LOTS* of calls to the help desk about it. I got a call from a manager and went through the same script I'd said 100 times already. The company decided to use a standard image. No, I'm sorry, you can't change it, etc. The woman paused, then said, well, I see *HITLER* is alive and well. I was already annoyed at how much people were complaining about this, and now she compared it to *DUCKING Hitler. I responded calmly, actually mom, Hitler killed millions of people. *THIS*, pause, is just a blue background. Then I sat in silence, waiting for her to respond. The reality of what she said hit her full force. She quickly fumbled apologies and hung up. The other desktop calls did not stop coming, but at least I felt a little sense of accomplishment, and besides, calling us Stalin would at least have been more accurate. Close bracket. This is more of minor rant than anything else. I do service desk for a large hospital and we have a lot of staff working at home. Most of them have figured out how to do this and not call in daily, but then there's this lady. She calls in and her windows aren't moving left/right correctly. Easy fix, I think. Just need to rearrange the monitors and settings. She's using remote desktop to her office computer, and this is where the fun begins. I ask for the computer name, she gives it, and I connect to the remote desktop. So I can't actually fix the problem from here, so I disconnect and ask for the computer name she's sitting in front of. The auto remote doesn't work for some reason, so I have her use Bomga. Where do I connect? The remote desktop. Tell her this is wrong. Disconnect and repeat 4 more times. Finally, on attempt 5, when my patience is pretty much gone, I have her shut down the remote desktop connection because she was too dumb to just minimize it, and I connect to the actual computer she's working on. 20 seconds later I fix the issue and I get off the call. The kicker, her smoke detector is beeping due to a low battery in the background the entire time. It was doing the same thing a few weeks ago when she called in for the same issue. So this isn't my story, but rather my father's. I wouldn't be surprised if he sees this, since he uses Reddit. It's also pretty short. He used to work in tech support, and at the place that he worked, they'd get calls from various people, from local people trying to get their new computers to work, to companies needing system-wide assistance. The company charged people by the hour, where the moment a worker arrived, even if they were only there for 10 minutes, the client would be charged for an hour of work. One day the company got a report from someone. Can't remember if it was a single person or company, been a while since he last told it, saying that their computer wasn't running properly. My dad went out to go help fix the problem. He got there and they showed him to the computer. He took one look at it and said, "You do know that we do charge an hourly fee, no matter how long we are here?" Right. The client confirmed it. All right, just making sure we are in agreement, because I'm sorry. He went over to the computer and pressed one button. During this time, computers tended to have a turbo button, which would switch the computer between 2 run states, one that was slower and one that was faster. My dad simply pressed the turbo button, which set the computer to the proper run state. He and the client had a good laugh about it, but my dad felt a little bad, since he hadn't even been there for 5 minutes, and he was already done, and the client had been charged for an hour's time of work. He doesn't work in tech support now, but still loves that story, and also still messes with computers. His house is filled with parts and wires. So I'm working in first level tech support for a rather large governmental company that's working in the healthcare sector. We work with many other smaller companies like the Red Cross or various elderly daycare centers etc. And our company often exchanges confidential data with those companies. Most people in our company do it by sending password protected zip archives via email. I get a call, nothing strange so far. I pick up, say my generic greeting, and wait till the person describes her problem. She wants that if you right click on the protected file the password appears. I told her that this is not possible since it's a third party application which we cannot edit, and the most important part is that even if theoretically we would do it, that it would complete negate the security factor. She then began to rant about that we are all incompetent. I once again tried to calmly tell her that because of security concerns and because the application is third party that this wasn't possible. She completely ignored me and continued her rant. At this point I didn't know what to do now and proposed that she can talk to my manager. She declined, wished me a good day in a very sarcastic way and hung up. It's not as spectacular as other stories, but it still made my because she didn't care about the security of health data of costumers, but only about making it easier for her because the passwords will be transmitted over a call with the receiving person. A very long time ago a client's user 1 called and explained one of our attacks the day before had deleted files off the C drive as it was going to a new user. User 1 said they'd reinstalled the Cloud Sync app and things started deleting from the cloud. While I checked things out remotely I came to the conclusion that the local copy was replicated to the cloud which was syncing to C. I put the user 1 on hold and called a tech and explained things. He pooped himself. What he said next, I asked another tech how to do it. Mind you, they are both junior techs, but a quick Google would tell you to make the files you wanted to remove online, only so the local copy would go, but the cloud copy would remain. Not uninstall the app and delete the local files and pray the user doesn't reinstall the app ever in the future. I transferred the call and checked back the next day. Luckily the software had a restore feature, but it was not a simple process and he had to babysit the progress throughout the evening, with all managers and the current updated very regularly on his progress. Double-digit hours went into the restore. Hey everyone, this is kind of a family tech support story. I hope it fits here. This is my first post, so I'm sorry if it's kind of weird formatting wise. My mom got a persistent notification on her phone that asked her to enable too far on her Samsung account. Thanks Samsung. Now, she's not very old. For reference I'm only a teen. But whenever she sees something related to accounts or something even mildly technical she asks me for help, to do it for her. So as soon as she saw the notification, what do you think she did? Spoiler, she handed the phone to me. Floating milkshake. I need you to fix my phone. It's like she didn't even read it because she didn't. She could have easily tapped the notification and followed the prompts. It didn't even ask to enter a too far code to make sure you've set it up correctly. But nope, that's too complicated for her. My dearest daughter recently started her first proper IT job. Basically she is a trainee in the very small IT department of a university. How small? Apart from her, it's just her boss. As such, she gets to work on pretty much everything, code a bit of stuff, the usual. Now, the first big job she was entrusted with was migrating users to their new soft phones. Take out the old, put in the new, teach users how to use them. So, being the little overachiever she is, no idea where that's from, she makes a detailed PDF to go with her crash course. After it's done, I asked how it went. A lady complained she couldn't log in, like I showed her, and she was clicking on the screenshot in my PDF. Oh, how fast the loose hope for humanity. Short and quick one here. $me equals your protagonist, $USER equals my thorn. On this particular day, one of the few people in the company who is allowed to scream drop everything and fix my ish now. $BOSS equals my boss being awesome. Walking through the office one day, $USER stops me. $USER. Oh, hey $me, I've got a really urgent issue I need you to look at. $me, of course, what's up? $USER. My desktop background isn't changing. It used to change regularly. I'm sick of this picture. It's annoying. $me. Sup. I'll take a look. *POKES through. For a few minimums. Settings are great. UT*QHM. I need to go. Do some research at my desk. I'll reach out. Walks back to the help desk while facepumming and irling. $me. Hey boss, I know you've been concerned about issues from $USER''S group. Get what his idea of an urgent work stopping issue is. Boss, what the F asterisk CK? OMG, go to your desk and ignore him. Do not look at this. I'll email him, send email explaining how issue priority WORKS asterisk. User, can I get a new phone? My manager said other people are expensing me. Well, expensing a personal phone is not allowed by finance and hasn't been at least since before 2015. I can see if you're eligible. I need your number and carrier to look up your account and see the eligibility. If you are, I will send over the request form. User, why can't you just tell me if I'm eligible for a phone or not? And there isn't a form attached me. I can tell you. I just need your phone number and carrier to look up your account and see the eligibility, and there is a different form depending on the eligibility with the carrier. I will send over the one that applies to you. User, you don't need information. You need to just tell me an answer instead. I can't give you an answer without looking up your account. Since the eligibility is partially determined by the carrier, I just need your phone number and carrier to look up your account and see the eligibility. User, I don't know why you can't just tell me if I'm eligible. Fine, I guess I don't need a new phone. I'll just keep it on the charger all day. Have a nice day. I'm sorry, but I don't know if you are eligible without pulling up your account and checking your eligibility. I can't help you if you won't let me. I was just thinking about this conversation I overheard a few months ago. One of our techs was trying to support an external user of our outdated website. We've since upgraded, and you can use our website from all browsers. $R equals our tech, $EU equals external user $R. The website is still old technology and will only work on Internet Explorer. What browser do you use to access the internet? $EU. What do you mean? Your website is saved in my favorites. $R. What program are your favorites in? $EU. The internet program $R. When you click to go to the internet, what symbol appears in the bottom bar of your computer? Is it a circle with colors? $EU. It's an $R. Okay, is it a dark blue E? Or a lighter blue one with a gold swoosh across it? No, the swoosh doesn't look exactly like the Nike swoosh. Does it have a gold line across it? We were to transfer 4 domains, 3 were hosted locally, and 1 overseas. 3 are now with us. The website for one of them gets redirected to the overseas domain. Later the plan changed to let domain 4 expire and move the website to domain 3 instead of redirect to 4. We transfer the 3 hosted locally, and I spend 2 days fixing their setups in Outlook. The old man has so many things on his desktop it can't display it. A white background, with white icon backdrops, with white window borders. When I made backups from cPanel to prepare transferring, I see he couldn't send mail for days because his mailbox contained 312 MB of mail with a limit 250 MB. I can't even fathom how the previous hosting company couldn't fix that in 10 minutes, or why it was set so low. On Thursday I contacted the guy who's hosting the website on domain 4 for them at a 900% markup with the website made in WordPress. I asked for FTP login, cPanel login, or a download URL for a backup. He sends me an exported XML file. I contact him on WhatsApp on Friday, tell him I can't use that, and he sends me the same file. He's supposed to be the contact person, but he doesn't even know whom it's hosted with. Just Google hoist domain point whatever FFS. I now have to find a way to rebuild the website, which should be hosted on domain 3 from a file in a format used by software I've never used. Today the owner contacts me. Outlook keeps erasing his passwords. 4 hours later I have it up and running again. Sometimes Outlook profile's corrupt. Doesn't show sent folder using IMAP. Error will read something about permission. Turns out if you create a new profile called Outlook from the control panel, there's a chance it will mess with the registry and you have to go digging around in it if you ever need to do it. Name it Outlook IMMDD to save yourself headaches later. He's polite and very relaxed, but seriously, screw this guy. I spent 8 hours turning his laptop into a functioning workstation with toolbars and whatnot, and none of it can be billed because it's all part of the transfer process, for which we charge half the price of a carton of cigarettes per domain. So this is ongoing. My honcho bought a new laptop and wanted me to set it up. Cool. But nearly the same day his old one would reboot and do disk repair and then run like crap. Probably the HD is dying. So today it's way after hours and he brings the old one and new one over to my house and I start trying to grab all his data off the old one using all magwas from an external HD. Poop still works even in Win 10, it's taking forever. He's like, well, I needed all my stuff tomorrow morning. I'm like, well, look at the progress bar. It's going to be a while. What should have been maybe 20 minutes for 40 gigs was taking a lot longer, probably due to a faulty HD, but it was still going. He gets frustrated. It's about 8 o'clock at night and he's at my house. I'm like, I'll text you when the transfer is done and then I can move it all to your new comp and get all the other applications set up, which I'm also doing meanwhile. Boss is okay. Well, the wife and kids need me for dinner, I'll be back. So eventually I get those data off and copy his Firefox/Chrome profiles over so he never has to remember any passwords. This is key. Magwas is running and I text him. He can take the old comp home and maybe use it for another day if he's lucky till the new one is ready. It's doing Windows updates like a moth etc. Boss shows up with a giant plate of homemade pulled pork tacos and 6-pack of IPA. He's like, thanks a lot for doing this. I'm like, tacos, beer. Good boss, good. So new laptop should be ready to go by tomorrow morning. But poop like this really motivates a person to get the job done. Cheers, these tacos are really damn good too.